Hi, my name's Mandy and welcome to my YouTube channel, Pickety Stitch. Today is Monday the 7th of July 2021 and this is my third floss tube, so welcome. I have two finishes, some works in progress, and also I'd like to share with you my plans for Jolly July and a half finished quilt. So my first couple of finishes are the Forever Friends pieces I cross-stitched in, I think it was about 1993. There were a couple of free patterns which were in the Premium magazine, which is available in the UK. So initially I stitched these with the intention of hanging them in some round hoops on my daughter's bedroom wall. So I've got three daughters and I never got them framed, and then it sort of ended up where my eldest granddaughter, I was thinking I'll get them framed for her, and now she's 18, I don't think she'd be particularly bothered about having these, so I've got them finally framed up for my youngest granddaughters. Now these frames they are quite inexpensive. I purchased them from Hobbycraft, which is our big craft chain in the UK. Okay, so it's a bit like your sort of Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's. Okay, only not as good. So so these are, I think they were only, I don't know how much they were, I think they were about 150, something like that. And I bought some craft board from Hobbycraft as well, so I just stuck these to the craft board and then put the backs on, and I also purchased the cord and the eyes from Hobbycraft. They were in a set. So that's the first one completed, all framed up ready, and then the next one is this one. So this one had the white template, you know, the card inside the insert, but when I went to put this one in, there wasn't enough room, so I omitted that white frame. But I think they've come out okay actually, so I'm not too concerned. I did have to give these a good rinse. I'm just looking at that. Yeah, that's okay. I had to give them a good wash because they were quite grubby, ashamedly I say. But yeah, I think they're okay, and I think they'll enjoy those pictures. So there we go. Whoops. So that's that, and they can now go off to their new abode. So my next nearly finished object is the Summer Blessings by Lila Studios. On my first floss tube I call the company Lila Studios, and since watching Nicole on I Practice Cross Stitching, her channel on YouTube, she explained that it's not Lila's Studios, it's Lila's, because she thought it was Lila as well. So I do apologise, I got the company name incorrect. So it is Lila's Studios, and it's the Summer Blessings one I have completed, and I'll show you in a moment. And I've also since purchased the autumn and winter one. So I'll be stitching the autumn one next. So I want to get the whole 4 stitched up and made into pillows. So I'll just show you my finished one. So there we go. I did swap up a couple of the colours. The berries were from my stash, and the colour of that pot was also some DMC thread from my stash. So I'll put the colours I have used in the narrative down below. Okay. I do feel a bit cross with myself because I've never stitched on linen. Okay, I've always stitched on Aida. Okay, so that's another thing as well. Some people say Aida, sometimes I do, because most cross stitchers do call it that, but I do believe it was named after the opera, and so if that's the case, it is Aida. But anyway, this was a 32 count Belfast linen, and I've never ever stitched on linen. Like I say, I've always stitched on Aida. And I was watching Brenda and the Serial Stitcher, and Laura said that give it a try, and to be honest, I loved it. So I did purchase some mag eyes. I'll show you those in a moment. Because obviously as you get older, your eyesight it doesn't deteriorate. I think it's the lens, the shape changes. So I can't quite see where I am meant to stitch, so I have to use a magnifier. But it was 2 threads over one, I think, one sort of square. So the only thing I would do differently next time is perhaps not waste my linen, because for the more experience, what I should have done is when I put this in the hoop is I should have started stitching really there, and I perhaps would have got 2, and for the more experienced stitchers I bet they would have got 3 of these patterns out of this piece, whereas I've wasted quite a bit really. But never mind, it was my first time having a go, and I'm quite proud of what I've managed to achieve. So that's my summer blessings, and I've got quite a bit of this linen. I was lucky enough to purchase quite a bit of it from a charity shop. I went in one day and there was quite a few packs. So these sizes are 11 by 17, and like I say, it's a 32 count Belfast linen. I've got quite a few pieces of this, so what I intend to do is stitch the other Season's Blessings, these, onto the same linen, so I've got matching little cushions. So all I have to do now is to trim this and pick some fabric to make my little cushion with. Now I am thinking, I've got this lovely yellow fabric, and I'm thinking this is quite a sunny colour. I mean, I've obviously I think I've used it for some applique or something, but it's from my stash, and it's got little flowers on. If I bring it up a bit closer, so I just thought that would look nice for the backing of this particular pillow. So there we go. It's really, I'm going to class it as a finish because I finished the stitching on it. So like I say, I didn't have all the call for colours, so I will pop in down below in the narrative what changes I did make, because I think the colour of the berries and the pot are the only things I changed. The others were the called for colours, so I pulled those from my stash, because you know you've got to use your stash up, haven't you? So yeah, there we go. That is Season's Blessings 2 by Lila's Studios. So the next work in progress is this tapestry. This was, I'm going to have to hold the box because the whole lot falls out otherwise. It was a reduced in the sale, and I purchased this a few years ago now. it's obviously, you can see it's by Anchor, and I think it originally was, I don't know how much it was, but it was reduced to £42 and then it went down to 20. So I picked it up for £20. So I'll show you where I am on this. I'm not taking it off the scroll frame. I've been a bit naughty really, but I've only got now this little piece to do. So it's still in my rotation of crafts, and yeah, I'm hoping to finish this in, I think it's going to be August now, because obviously I shall be stitching for Jolly July, and this won't be included in the July rotation. But I'm quite pleased how this has come along. And luckily enough, I went to a garden centre the other day and they've started to sell Anchor threads. So I thought, phew, because I think I'm going to run out of, I think it's the gold. It's one of the colours, so yeah. I'll be able to get that thread now. So, quite pleased with this one. And like I say, I've only got that little bit to do. So my next work in progress, I'm keeping in this project bag I made, and I showed this on my last floss tube. And what I don't like is when someone shows something on YouTube and then they forget what fabric they've used, and I think, oh, that's a really pretty fabric, and then you don't know what they've actually used. So I've found the actual pack, and it's called Caroline by Brenda Riddle Designs, which was designed for Moda. I'll bring that a little bit closer. And I picked up these little squares. I forgot what little squares are called now, but they're 2.5 inches, and yeah, they were on sale in this a quilting shop in Eccleshall near me. I bought these a few years back. There weren't any other bigger pieces of fabric. They only had these in the 2.5 inch squares, so I bought 4 little packs of these. And sometimes they're quite nice to just have it already cut for you. So yeah, so that's what I've used for this. Okay, so this, oh, something's dropped out already. So this is Spring Rolls by Plum Street Samplers. Just thought I'd show you this quickly. I made the matching little bookmark. So I'll just put this to one side. This is the matching little needle book I made. Again, this was from, the idea was from Laurie Holt. So I'll put in a link to the actual YouTube episode where she shows you how to make this. Okay. So these are my Magais. And I've seen Laurie Holt use these, so I bought these from Amazon. And these are great for close-up stitching. Again, I didn't have all the call for colours. And I think I spoke to you about this and showed you what colours I was using on my last floss tube. And I'm stitching this. I think this is an even weave. And this is how far I have got, and I've already made a mistake. I don't know what's happened, but somewhere around here, I don't know whether I've started with the letters a little bit higher than what they should be. I'm not too concerned. It's not like the dog's in half or anything, is it, or out of proportion. It's just a silly little mistake I've made, but I'm not too concerned. The only other thing I'd say is it is showing here the basket, but sometimes if you just turn it, you can't quite see the weave of the basket because you use two different colours here, which in the original colours shows more of the weave of the basket up. But if I tilt it, you can just about make it out. But I'm quite pleased with that, and yeah, shouldn't keep it in the hoop, should I? But that again will come back into rotation after Jolly July. So this is my full coverage Heaven and Earth designs. Okay, it's the mini sea beacon. I accidentally purchased the mini one and not the full one, but never mind. It is 9 pages, and I have now just got to stitch that little bit at the bottom, and I would have completed the first 3. The reason I've done it this way is because up here, I'm going to show you the full thing in a moment, but this bit up here is the face, and I didn't want to stitch half a face and then come back to that in a couple of months' time to stitch the other half, because I was worried in case, you know, there was a discoloration in the gradient when you come to stitch the other half, if you know what I mean. So I completed all the face and did that bit, and then I've carried on with the pages down, because I don't like, I do part threads, but it gets on my nerves, so I just wanted to go straight down and then finish off, because it gets on my nerves when I got lots of threads all parked. So yeah, as you can see now, you can actually see the depth of the sea. So really, I'm so chuffed with this, and I love stitching on it. And this is the problem, it's so relaxing to stitch on, it really is. So all I'm doing is every time I come to do my other crafts, I keep on picking this up and sitting there and stitching. But unfortunately, because it's Jolly July now, this won't be in my rotation. But you know, I probably will sneak this in. So this is by the artist is Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and this was charted by Michelle Sayeta. I think it's Sayeta for Heaven and Earth Designs, and I do apologise if I've pronounced people's names incorrectly, but I will put in the information down below. So yeah, I am really pleased with how this is coming along. It's so enjoyable, and I think when I've never done a full coverage before, and I thought, well, this, you know, I've joined the Facebook group for Heaven and Earth Designs, and also there's another group called the Full Coverage for Full Coverage Cross Stitch, and I just wanted to see what their tips were and what they suggested. And I think a lot of people were saying, you know, it takes them absolute, you know, such a long time. It can take months to finish. Some people have them on the go for years. They might have 2 or 3 of these projects, full coverage projects, on the go at once. So I decided if it's going to take me that long, then I'm obviously going to want to do it with colours I really love. And I do love blues, greens, those tealy colours, petrol blues. I mean, petrol blue is such a beautiful colour. And the colour palette is just absolutely divine. So I knew I would not get bored stitching this. I would enjoy it because obviously they're all the colours I love. So that's one of the deciding factors when I chose this particular piece. So I'm going to take it out of the frame now. I shouldn't really keep it in the frame, but I'm going to take it out and I'm going to show you the progress and compare it from when I last spoke to you. So as promised, this is a closer look at the spring rolls. I have done just a titchy little bit more just after I'd recorded the main body of the video. So I finished off this flower. So that I've discovered where I've made the mistake, and it was on the basket here. I've gone up, I don't know if I've not gone up further enough, and that should have come over a little bit more, but it's thrown it out just a little bit, but you know, I'm not too concerned. So I'll be putting my hoop over here now and continuing with the rest. So this is page 1 now completed. So this is a 28 count grey linen by DMC. So I ordered this from Lakeside Needlecrafts, which is, like I say, an online shop in the UK. So I'm quite pleased with how it's turning out. So it is going to be quite a large piece. So yeah. So this is, as promised, the mini sea beacon close up. So this is the actual, I think this is the actual width of the page. Okay, and I've just got to do this little bit here and it'll be 3 pages complete, and then I shall work on the next 3 pages, and then I've just got those last 3 to do there. But yeah, it's only, I would say, a third completed so far. The reason why I've done it this way, as I explained before, I wanted to do the face all together, so I didn't have any demarcation, if that's what you call it, lines. Okay, and I just love the depth of this sea here. As you can see, it's you know, you can see so clever how it's charted. It really is. It's a beautiful picture. And these threads here now I shall take to the back and neaten off, but these are just part threads, and this way I'm not going to have lots of part threads, because it does make me anxious when there's a lot of threads. So there we go, and I've left these on because what I'll do is, when I'm completing this square, if there's no more of these colours, then I just cut them off, so they'll be anchored already. Oh, there we go. I just love the dress and how the waves are crashing up the dress because she stood in the water, the sea, and I just think it's absolutely brilliant. And the way her hair, everything, beautiful. So yeah, I'm so pleased I chose this particular one. These are bobbinated, ready for when I run out of the other colours. But as you can see, they're absolutely these fantastic greens and blues. I'm gonna fold this up now and work on this again in August. So yeah, there we go, the sea beacon. before I carry on with Jolly July, I just thought I'd show you some other patterns that I've acquired. I've purchased these from an online shop in the UK called Peakside. I'll put the details down below in the link. And this is called Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Designs, and I think it's Olivia on Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, her YouTube channel. I'll put a link in. She was stitching this, and I just love her aesthetic. It's so similar to mine, and I just thought, you know, I love this and I'm going to stitch it. So there we go. This is my first Blackbird's design, so I can't wait to start on this. And then I was watching Kathy on Hands On Design. I do like her YouTube channel, and this is Pumpkin Spice Farm. And then I purchased from Peakside as well the Country Cottage Needleworks. I purchased the October cottage. I don't know if they had the November one in. I'll have to go back and have a look. But this is the October one. And I also purchased the December one. So I thought those would look nice as little pillows. Now we'll talk about Jolly July. So I've heard about Christmas in July, and mainly from quilting shops tend to participate in that. But I was watching Kimberly on the Fat Quarter Shop, and she was talking about Jolly July, and I thought, why not? Now, there's two reasons. One, because I wanted to join in with Jolly July. Another reason I wanted to do Jolly July is because every year I make my grandchildren advent calendars. So the advent calendars basically can have a chocolate in, or some sweets, or a little gift. So I sort of mix it up a bit, you know, maybe day one they'll get a chocolate, day two they might get a sweetie, and then day three they have a little gift, and they love it. They really do. I know my middle daughter went mad the first year I did it because she got no sleep because my grandson was waking her up very early on in the morning to go and open his advent calendars. So last year I also made my three daughters one as well. So that was, as you can imagine, 9 people. That's 9 times 24. You do the maths of presents. So I wanted this year to start a little bit more earlier on my makes for Christmas, and you know what I'm going to be putting in their calendars, because I'm got quite a few good ideas of what I want to do, and I'm going to share that with you in the next when it's more closer to Advent. So yeah, some people may call it Knitmas, but you know, you haven't got very long if you're thinking of making gifts. So I thought this would be an ample opportunity to give me a little bit of a kick start into making stuff ready for Christmas. So let's start and show you the first thing I've made. And this is a project bag. And I absolutely love this fabric. Oh, it's gorgeous. And I've lined it with the red gingham as well. So let me tell you what this is. This fabric is by RJR Fabrics, and this one is called White Christmas, and it's by Patrick Loose or Loss, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, Studios. I will pop a link in. Now I bought this fabric I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago from Rainbow's End in Florida. It's a massive quilt shop in Florida, and they have It's I think it's the biggest one in Florida, and when you go in there, I mean, the smell is absolutely divine because all you can smell is this beautiful cotton. And you walk in, and the store is huge, but then they have another room which is full of sale fabrics, and then a further room, and it's even as big, and it's just full of Christmas fabrics and flannels. So, you know, I just love it. But they had this beautiful fabric, and I've purchased 2 lots of this on 2 different trips. But as I'll show you this a little bit closer in a moment. So this is the gingham one, and then this one here is called Wonderland. So it's the white Christmas range. So this one is called Wonderland, and this one is called Gingham. So like I say, it's the matching one. So yeah, this is the project bag, and there's no seams or anything showing, so I'm quite pleased with how this has turned out. I'm going to purchase something just to pop on there, like a little snowman or something, and I've put some Christmas ribbon on. So I made this specially. Oh, everything's going to slide off my table here, just one moment. So I made this specially for Jolly July, and I bought a little 11 by 11 Q-snap, and I made a little grime guard to match. So this is the pattern which is living in this project bag. I did show you this last floss tube. I'll just take the threads up, and this is Kringles. So for those of you who know me, or you've probably gathered from this one, I do like to go on holiday once a year, when possible that is, to Florida. We go to the west coast, usually to St. Petersburg, and the last couple of times we've been to Matlacha. So when we go to St. Petersburg, we used to stay in Isla del Sol, and we used to go up to Corey Avenue, and there was a beautiful Christmas shop there called Kringles, and we used to love it. We used to go in there, and it used to smell of cinnamon. It was lovely, and we used to have a little potter about, and we always used to buy a little something, a memento, from that shop. And then one year we went and it was closed down, so that was quite sad. So when I saw this pattern by Little House Needleworks, yeah, I've joined their Facebook group. I was really quite excited. I thought, yes, I'm going to buy that, and I have done. So yeah, I'll show you in a moment where I've got to. I have purchased all the threads for this, and I bought that from Lakeside, which is an online shop in the UK. I keep my flossies and everything all bobbinated up in a little box there ready. And I'm going to show you now the piece of work I've done. Started.
Gaze upon the sky, Christmas on my mind.
So the next thing I want to show you is my other plans. Is this kit I picked up from a charity shop. I think it was £2.99. It's an anchor kit. It's got the anchor threads there, and it says Noel. So I thought, yeah, that'll be okay. And then I've also purchased another pattern from Country Cottage Needleworks from Peakside, and this is called the Little Hot Chocolate Shop. So I thought that would make a nice pillow. I have noticed that some people are buying these, and they will do they they will actually stitch the whole row of different houses in one piece, and make a larger piece. But I'm just going to keep these to the actual little pillows. So yeah, so that's another little plan I have. Okay, so what I've decided to do is for July, and my partner can't get his head round it because he's saying, well, why aren't you working on the sea beacon, or why aren't you? I'm saying because it's jolly July. I am just going to be stitching or making things that are Christmas themed. So I've been watching Davina from Little Workroom Crafts, and later on today I'll be watching her vlog, because I do know that she uploads on a Monday, so that's something to look forward to. And I do enjoy her enthusiasm, and she's so inspiring. Now, the last vlog I watched of hers, she was talking about a crochet project she designed, and she was going to reveal it to us, and I thought, oh, I did think, oh, it's going to be like a blanket or something, but it wasn't. It was this Christmas tree, and I couldn't believe it. It looked so pretty, so effective, and I was just blown away with it. I'll pop a picture up and show you. So I've gone and purchased a pattern. I went straight over to her Etsy shop. I'll pop a link in down below to it, because I thought, wow, that is so pretty. So I'm thinking of making one of those as well. I'm not thinking, I am going to do. I've already got my wool sorted out. So that's a crochet project I'll have on the go. And also it was Davina again. She's such an enabler. She was talking about a Christmas stocking stitch along, and this was by Molly and Mama Studio for Pretty Stitches, and it's called The Night Before Christmas. So basically, all the way through July, if you sign up to it and purchase the pattern, you get an email every week explaining to you what you need to do next, sort of thing. So, because it's all this stitch along. So, yeah, I've signed up for that. Now, when I did sign up, I did get a coupon code, you know. And there was two other things on this website, Molly and Mama Studio, and it was Nan's Garden. I'll pop a picture up. And I thought that was absolutely beautiful. That I love the colours in that. So it was like I wanted to purchase. You purchase the actual template, and it comes to you via PDF with the instructions. And I also wanted the needle book and the sewing storage pouch pattern. Because that also has some embroidery on as well. It was so pretty. I mean, I can fathom out how to make something when I see a picture, but it had got this beautiful embroidery on the front, and it was quite detailed, the make was. So I thought, no, I'm going to purchase the pattern, because, you know, when a company shows you something so beautiful and they're a small business, I think it's only right that you purchase the pattern. Now, when I went on to buy the Christmas stocking pattern, I got this coupon code, and I thought, oh, I'll have to do 2 separate purchases because it's not fair to use the code for the Nan's Garden template and the sewing book, the needle book template. But actually, when I went back and looked on a website, it did say that I could use the code against other purchases. So I thought, oh, I could have done it all as one. So I did get the coupon code. So I got some money off all those 3 patterns, which I thought was really good. Now I've got lots of Christmas fabrics, loads, and I'll show you some of the Christmas fabrics now I've got in my stash. But she does make, Molly, I think her name's Laura, on Molly and Mama Studio website. She does show you the different options, you know, different fabrics you can use for this Christmas stocking. I do like the Urban Chicks one, but she also uses some Tilda fabrics, and I thought that was really pretty. And I thought if I made those stockings for my 2 younger granddaughters, I do know that their mum, who's my youngest daughter, that would be her aesthetic. And then I would have to think of something different for my grandsons. But yeah, I really liked that Christmas stocking. So yeah, thank you again, Davina, for enabling me to make some more purchases and make something different. So I bought this pattern, I think I purchased it in 2018 from a quilt shop called Quilt Lovers Hangout. It's based in, located in Fort Myers, Southwest Florida, and that's when I was on a holiday in Matlacha. And like I say, it just reminded me of the film National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, I think it's called. So this design is called Peace on Earth, and it's by Coach House Designs. And the reason I bought this is because my partner loves this film so much. I thought it would be fun to make a quilt to go over the back of the sofa at Christmas time with this design, you see. So I bought some of the fabric from Quilt Lovers Hangout, and this is the actual quilt. So yeah, I just love this. So the applique, I use the old-fashioned method of turning the fabric under by 1/4 of an inch and stitching. But I since think that, you know, I have learnt with using the blanket stitch method, which I think is a little bit more neater. But yeah, I think I could have made it a little bit neater, but I'm not too, looking at it on screen, I don't think it's too bad. So that's all the lettering. It's bigger than what you think, isn't it? You look at the pattern and think it's going to be small, but it's quite huge. And there we go. This is the car. I'm going to stand up and show you that. So if I come back a bit, you'll see the actual car. And the tree on top of the car on the pattern is in a plaid, but I've actually done it in this green fabric I had. I initially bought this one from Quilt Lovers Hangout and then ran out because I think I was going to use this for another part of the pattern. That is why. So when we returned in 2019, I was lucky enough to be able to get this one again from that particular shop, because everywhere I looked I couldn't get it, but I managed to get it again from Quilt Lovers Hangout, but it was slightly in a different shade, which doesn't matter. This one here is, let me see if I can show you against the red. Can you see that one? That's Dashwood Studios. I bought that from Holly's Haberdashery. It's not quite showing up, but it's got like little silver dots on. And then I think I bought that one as well from Quilt Lovers Hangout. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this is turned out actually. In fact, I'm quite excited now I've seen it, because you know, I didn't get it finished in time for Christmas, and he hasn't seen it. He's seen little bits of me, you know, bits of it when I've been working on it. You see, this is all the snow at the bottom as well. It's really clever how they've done it. And yeah, seeing this now has given me the impetus to get this completed. I'm really chuffed with it. So I did initially choose some backing fabrics. So I've got them out to show you. There was this one. I'll tell you this is by. This one is Holiday Homestead by Jan Shade Beach for the Henry Glass Company. And if I show you the right way round, you'll get more of an idea. But those, I think it's like a barn, and then you have the truck. You see, I was going for this truck theme. I love this. It's quite vintagey feel. Just love it. And then there was this one I picked up. I think I picked this up from Abercorns actually. Which is a fabric store in the UK, and this is called Red Truck Toss by Susan Wingate, but it doesn't tell me who the fabric manufacturer is. And again, it's this play on the car with the Christmas tree. So I don't know what you think, this one or this one. So excuse me. So if I say this is fabric A and this is fabric B, which would you choose to back this quilt with? I'm not sure which I would use yet. You see, the problem for me is that I love this fabric so much that I'm thinking, would it be wasteful to put it on the back of the quilt where no one's going to see it? I don't know. I really don't know when I could make something else with this. But, or do I back this with a plain fabric such as a grey? So, if you can comment down below whether you think it should be A, B, or just put grey if you think a plain fabric such as grey to back this quilt with. And I think in a couple of weeks time I'll look at the comments, and if I've got any I'll choose which is the most popular choice and yeah, get this backed. So yeah, really excited to get this finished now. I am so glad that I pulled this out, you know. Really glad. So thank you so much for watching and sticking with me, and yeah. Oh, getting all this fabric out was making me cough. So next week I intend to upload a vlog which will detail all my June makes. January. So looking at this. All my June makes, which will include knitting and crochet, and details and of progress on my capsule wardrobe. And then the week after, another floss tube showing you the progress on my Jolly July. Until then, happy stitching. Bye.